It's like, man, we can't do nothing. And it's just so frustrating because that isn't Bama football. It's not up to the standard, and it's just not good football in general, even for a bad team. That's what I like to see. I don't care what any of you say. That was a good, hard-nosed, physical win over a gritty, and I mean extremely gritty, South Florida team. Yeah, we didn't bring our, I'd say, A-plus game. More fair to say. We didn't play our best, but we pulled out a win, and I'm happy with my boys, happy with our boys, and happy how we played, and I'm proud of this team. Get the F out of here. If you believe that for a split second, you don't know me well enough. You ain't been watching long enough. Get the F out of here. What I just witnessed from Alabama was not only embarrassing. That word, I don't like using that word. It's overplayed, overused. I use it too much. It was pathetic. That was the most pathetic we've looked since. I'm thinking. I know some people are going to say, oh, well, since last year against USF. Nah, last year against USF, we weren't really, I mean, we didn't play good, but we weren't pathetic. We was going through a quarterback. What makes it so bad is we didn't have an ongoing quarterback dilemma and battle. We had our guys, and we still, oh my gosh, I'm going to get into all this. So last year's game against USF wasn't the most pathetic. Okay, this was the worst I've seen Alabama play football since Clemson waxed our butts years ago in the national championship. I mean, I very rarely, believe it or not, when I watch games, show emotion. I'm extremely stoic. It doesn't matter if we are playing great, playing bad. I'm just like, law of averages, it evens out. I just don't get frustrated. But good googly moogly was I showing some emotion in this game. I mean, there were times I'm sitting on the couch going, I didn't watch it in the man cave, I watched it downstairs, and I'm like, what? I said out loud, literally, what are we doing? And I was in the office. I mean, it got so bad. I'm not even, what's it called? It's like, you know, some people have like a good luck chair. They're like, oh, if I sit in this chair, bad things happen. What is that called? I don't know. You get what I'm trying to say. It got so bad, I was like, let me go to the office and watch the game. Maybe that'll help. Nope. It didn't matter where I watched this game. In the office, I literally threw my hat down. I don't know if I've ever threw my hat down. And it's because of our freaking offensive linemen. Numbers 75 and 53. Okay, I'm going to try to say this in the nicest way possible. What are you doing, buddy? Or buddies? The crazy part is y'all might think this is funny and y'all might think I'm crashing out. I'm telling you right, you ain't seen crash out. I mean, y'all don't know how frustrated I actually am. I'm trying to keep it calm, cool, and collected, and I'm relatively composed. During the game, I couldn't have made this video. I couldn't. I mean, I would have punched a hole. I'm not lying. I would have punched a hole through that whiteboard, and I almost did it. Just watching the game, I thought about going up here and just punching a hole through it to let some anger out. And I'm not an angry type of guy. Oh my God, it's just frustrating, man. It's the freaking little things. There's so much we gotta get into. This might be a 50-minute video as to when I'm speaking. Let me reset the cameras to make sure. Okay, I didn't know where we was at in it. Anyways, like I was saying, where do you want me to start? I actually know a perfect place to start. So in last week's video, I'm sure many of you saw that if you're watching this one, you would know I kind of went off. And it caught a lot of people by surprise. They're like, well, I believe one of the top comments was, bro won by 63 points. His favorite team won by 63, something like that. And he's pissed off and mad. Like, why is he mad? And I tried explaining to y'all in this video, and you see why. I predicted it. I manifested it in that video. I wasn't evaluating Alabama on how they played against Western Kentucky. I was evaluating Alabama and reacting and grading them on how they played compared to the Alabama standard. There's a difference. I'll give you a great analogy and example. When you go to the gym and work out, you're not comparing your workout to the guy who's 6'3" and bench presses 500 pounds. Y'all have different standards. You see what I'm saying? When you go to the gym or whatever you do, whether you're squatting, bench pressing, you're just trying to be better than the version of you yesterday. You have a standard, you live up and you play to that standard. You don't play against the competition. That's why I was so pissed last week against Western Kentucky, and I'm getting mad. I gotta walk around just thinking about it. What did I bring up? All the penalties in the first quarter and the second quarter. And I told y'all, none of y'all are gonna care about it and overreact because you think, oh, well, we beat the crap out of them 1-6-3-0. But I told y'all, it'll come back to bite you in the butt when you play some serious competition. And no disrespect to USF, but they ain't serious competition. Okay? Georgia is serious competition. Ole Miss, SEC teams, LSU even. You know what I mean? But USF, come on, man. And I'll tell you up front, we deserved to lose this game. We shouldn't have won. It was that bad. This is the worst Alabama's played since that championship game against Clemson, in which we got murdered. Why did we get murdered? Because we played a real team, a serious team that has the talent to compete. USF bullied us. I'm not proud to say that. I don't like saying it, but it's what happened. It's reality. I call things for how I see it. We look like hot garbage, man. And I really haven't even gotten to this video fully. I gotta address it. We'll start off with this. Offensive line. I know we have Caden Proctor out. That hurts us a ton. Hopefully, we really need him to come back next week against Wisconsin. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. For now, I'm going to talk about how the current offensive line did. They were awful. You couldn't bully USF. Couldn't block them. We can't run the ball. What has Alabama, the Alabama I've come to know and love, turn into? We can't even run the ball anymore? Are we just a team that has to throw for 500 yards a game? I don't want to turn into that. That ain't Alabama football. I don't mind just running for 150, 175 yards per game. That's fine. I'm not saying we got to run the ball every play. But man, we couldn't even, for 2 quarters there, we couldn't even get more than 2 or 3 yards on the ground. We had to throw it. It's not like we wanted to throw it. No, we had to. And then when the defense knows, oh, they can't run on us, so they're probably going to pass, they get to pin their ears back and just go after you. We couldn't run block, couldn't pass block. I feel terrible for Milroe. Milroe, he played about as good as you can. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the nation. Thank the Lord we have him. I was saying that all of last year. He doesn't get the respect and credit he deserves. He is phenomenal. The running backs, they turn on at the end. I'll address what happened at the end. If you didn't watch this game, do not look at the score. That ain't the same ball game. This was like a 3-point ball game. I don't care what the final score said, what it wound up being, 42-16. That wasn't the score. It was more so 21-16. There we go. Speaking of 21-16, why in the world did they not go for that on 4th down? USF, when it was 21-13. What does a field goal do for you? Nothing. You still got to score a touchdown. I digress. I'm here to roast Alabama. Or not roast them. I'm just telling you what happened. If we don't fix this offensive line, and I don't know if we can fix it, because if you couldn't fix it from March up until September, which is a 6-month span, I said the same thing about Oregon, you're not going to fix it the next 3 months. You had 6 months to fix it in jail. So how in the world are you going to jail in the next 8 weeks? You're not going to. This is who you are. And I don't understand what's going on. Heading into last year, we were supposed to have one of the best offensive lines, not just that season, but of all time. And they were awful. Gave up like 5-6 sacks per game, couldn't even snap the ball. This year, same story. And I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about the butt fumble. I'm going to talk about it, so don't worry. We'll get to the bad snapping, because your boy loves, your boy Matt loves to rant about the bad snaps. Sorry. But for now, I'm just talking about the blocking. It's the most important part of football. Do we have insanely gifted, skilled players? Yes. Justice Haynes, Jam Miller, two of the best running backs in the nation. We got the phenom. I'm sick and tired of every time he touches the ball. Oh, by the way, you know he's only 17. We get it, dude. We get it. We also understand he's supposed to be in high school. Can we stop with that? I'm talking about Ryan Williams. Let's just say Ryan Williams made a great catch. We don't got to say Ryan Williams, oh yeah, by the way, he's supposed to be 17 and in high school. Williams made a great catch. We ain't got to do all that. My point is getting back on track. Phenomenal skill players, but it doesn't amount to a hill of beans if we can't block somebody. And we can't block. Run, block, or pass. I can't harp on that enough. It's so important. So important. It's why Colorado sucks. Colorado has insanely good skill position players, but their offensive line's hot doo-doo. Same for us and same for Oregon. By the way, how's Oregon doing right now? Don't know. I'm not paying Peacock $10 a month to watch one football game when I can, well, I'm not going to say it because, I'm not even going to say it. If you know, you know. I'll watch the game. It just won't be on Peacock. Can't say too much more without getting in trouble. By the way, I'm joking when I say that. Anyways, and when we do block, we had like 2 or 3 chunk plays. Heck, I think we had 2 touchdowns called back. 75. Held like, he had 3 or 4 penalties, and there was 3 or more that weren't even called. Same thing for 53. It's like, man, we can't do nothing. And it's just so frustrating because that isn't Bama football. It's not up to the standard, and it's just not good football in general, even for a bad team. I'm beyond disappointed. I'm just in distraught. And I really don't know what to say. Very rarely am I lost for words, but this is just bad. It is bad. Yet again, it gets kind of overlooked because we won the game. Because nobody... So, I heard a quote, this was years ago. I don't even know who said it. It's not a famous quote, but they're so right. Winning solves everything. As long as you're winning games in any sport, nobody cares about all the problems. Fans, athletic directors, your boss, if you're the head coach, doesn't matter. You can have extreme turmoil in the locker room, but if you're winning, players are going to overlook it. It's kind of like with Colorado last year. They weren't that good of a football team, but they were winning these games early on in the year, so everything kind of got overlooked, and then they start losing, and that's when everybody starts butting heads. So right now for Alabama, we're in that situation. People know we didn't play good. I think the fans understand that, but they're still leaving the stadium and, going to bed going, oh, well, we still won, so whatever. Who cares if the O-line suck? The win is a win. It won't be until we lose when people start really getting pissed like I am now. But it's because I played sports at a high level. I just know it's going to happen. You keep playing crappy football, you're going to get exposed. It's just a matter of time. Penalties, I hate to divert back to it, but it's what I harped on in week 1. I was so frustrated because we had 6 penalties in the first quarter, and we turn around and do the same thing this week. If we do that, I haven't even gotten to the fumbles. We'll get there. But if we just have those penalties and keep getting behind the sticks, chains, whatever you want to call it, there ain't no way we even not just win the game, but compete against Georgia. They'll blow us out of the water. Or not Georgia, but any top 10 team. And I'm just talking about the penalties. Okay? We got to fix that. And we might not fix it, but whatever. Let's get into the fumble. So halftime, the score was 14-6. Yeah, 14-6. Get the ball to start the third. Oh yeah, speaking of that, before halftime, Milroe runs one in and gets called back for holding. Shocker. After halftime, we received the kick. I'm like, all right, might turn things around. Maybe the first half was just a bad half. Nope. Literally. Can't make it up. Opening kickoff. Fumble it. Run it like 40 yards. Kendrick Law. Fumble. Defense. Oh, yeah, by the way. Clap it up to the defense. Defense played out of their mind. If we didn't have a great defense, we'd have lost this game. I don't know where we would have been. Made a shout to them. Defense gets a stop, we get the ball back, fumble on the next drive. Just like that, 2 fumbles back to back. Then at the end of the third quarter, beginning of the fourth, we got it 3rd and goal on the 1. We get under center. I'll address the commentator in just a second. We fumble the snap. 3 fumbles, lose them. And we still won the game by 30. You fumbled the ball 3 times against a Georgia. I'm just using them for reference because they are the gold standard currently. It's over, my guy. You fumbled the ball once against a Georgia, it's over. Because Georgia last year against us had a fumble and they lost. That's all it takes in a highly competitive game. You mess up once, it's over. And we messed up 40 different times in this game between the non-blocking, when we did block, the holds, fumbles, mental mistakes. Oh my, I could go on. This video could be an hour long, and I wouldn't even be repeating myself, just talking about all the terrible things we did. So bad. So bad. Now, let's talk about what happened in the fourth quarter. Okay, defense played great. We know that. Get a stop, they kick a field goal. It's 21-16. And we had a nice couple of drives there at the end. Scored 3 touchdowns like that. Bam, 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 bam. Win the game 42-16. But I don't care about that because the score is not indicative of what happened. It doesn't paint the picture. Yeah, we scored a couple touchdowns at the end, but USF knew the game was over pretty much, especially after that first touchdown to make it 28-16. They were winded and tired. Your great teams aren't going to get winded and tired. So I don't really care about us scoring some late touchdowns. So don't even try to bring that up. It doesn't make up for all the mishaps we had early on. You can't look like crap for 3.5 quarters, then go, oh, okay, now I'm really going to try. No. It's too late. Way too late. I haven't even looked at the box score. We will pull it up and I'll pull up the whiteboard. Need to hurry up and do this because I got to get into the Colorado video because I know a lot of people are wanting to see that. Defense balled out. USF on 3rd downs, 2 for 18. There's really no reason to write any of this down if you are curious. Milrow, 16 for 26, okay, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 INTs. Offensive line was terrible for him, didn't help him out. He got sacked a bunch. Rushing's deceiving. We had 200 rushing yards, averaging, I'll round it up to 5 yards per carry, but it's because we broke off a bunch of long ones at the end. For the vast majority of the game, USF not only outplayed us, but they outgained us. Their quarterback really didn't do anything. 15-35, 100 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 INTs. But he didn't lose them the game. He put them in a position to where they had a chance. We've been doing this on the channel. As you can see here, we're doing a new system or format with the whiteboard. We're going to grade these teams. Offense, defense, special teams. And somebody left a comment and said we should add coaching in this. Like I said, I'm open to suggestions. If you want to see us grade a certain aspect of a team, just leave a comment and we might do that. And I like that. So we're going to grade coaching as well. And coaching will be a combination of all the coaches. I'm not going to grade the defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, and the head coach. We'll just combine them all in one. And I think that should be pretty good. All right. Make sure y'all can see that. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Sorry, I got something in my eye. Offense for USF, not very good, but you did play a good defensive team. I'm going to go with a C-. Defense, would it be crazy for me to give them an A? Because the main reason their defense, it was a combination of their defense played well, but Alabama also hurt themselves. For their standards, I'm going to give them an A-. I don't think many people are going to argue with that. Special teams, really a non-factor too much, so we'll go C+. That's average. And then coaching, freaking A+. It can't get too much better than that. You went into Bryant-Denny when an inferior team and you was down by 5 points in the fourth quarter. You had a chance to win. That's all you can ask for. If I were to tell the USF head coach, by the way, that's the same head coach who beat Alabama when he was at Tennessee with Bobby Hill, a.k.a. Josh Heupel. If I were to tell him, hey, man, oh, yeah, by the way, USF, sorry to get sidetracked, that was like 30-point underdogs, but if I were to tell him you're going to be down by 8 points and have it 1st and goal, would you take that with 5 minutes to go in the game? He'd say, heck to the yeah. So I'm giving him an A+. Couldn't have been any better. Offense for Alabama, I'm going with a D-, pathetic. Defense, I'm going to go with an A-. Really good against a scrambling quarterback. Special teams for Alabama, we fumbled the kickoff. Did we make a field goal? I don't even think. No, we didn't even. Yeah. So we'll just go C+, average. Hopefully you can see that. And then coaching. Offense wasn't good. Defense wasn't good. We'll go C-, below average. Guess we'll circle these while we're at it. Overall, USF was the better team. But unfortunately for them, they ran into a bunch of 5-star recruits, and that's what happens when, sometimes talent can win even though it doesn't perform up to its highest potential. But there's not too much more to be said about this. Let me back it up. We'll end off this video here. I feel like if I keep talking, I'm going to go on a major rant and tangent, but I don't feel the need to. We just got to be better, man. We got to be better. The players know it. The coaches know it. I know it. You know it. Everybody knows it. We got to be better. The good news is, I believe in this life, the second best thing that can happen to you, if you're a part of a sports team, or you root for a team, is if you lose, you learn a lot from it. The best thing that can happen to you is if you somehow win a game that you probably should have lost because you played horribly, and you can learn a lot from a win. Very rarely can you learn a lot from a win, and we're going to learn a lot from a win. So you take the good with the bad. I try to live my life very optimistically. Is that even a word? We're going to roll with it. Everything happens for a reason. Yeah, we were awful, but it doesn't matter. We're 2-0. We're 2-0. Doesn't matter how we got to 2-0. We're 2-0. We got a lot to work on. There's many more things I could say. This won't be the last time we talk about this. Let me know your thoughts down below about that.